Jenny and Louise look after their 4 younger brothers, day in, day out. They're expected to take on the work and some of the responsibilities of being a parent because their mum and dad, Paul and Amanda, are blind and disabled.
My dad's 39, my mum's 37. My mum and dad are both blind. I'm 9. My big sister, Louise, is 12, coming on 13. My brother Daniel is 6, coming on 7. My brother Matthew is 3, coming on 4. My brother Richard is 2. And Nigel's 8 months.
So when did you first learn that you were a young carer?
Well, my mum and dad sat me down when I was about 3 and told me they were both blind and that I need to help out. And now I told them that would be the eyes for both of them.
Paul and Amanda are fiercely independent and don't want the family to rely on other adults or social services, regardless of the burden this places on their eldest 2 children. It's their choice that Jenny and Louise pull their weight in a large family, and they were happy to show us how young carers can help run a home.
Dad, to make sure there's enough, can I have shredded wheat?
There's more cornflakes in the cupboard.
How do you feel when the alarm goes off?
Tired. And then I just know I have to start helping out in the morning. And
What do you have to do?
I have to make the boys their breakfast, get the wipes and all the clothes, and get the nappy out, the nappy sack and all that. And then after I have to go and get washed and dressed, get my little brothers ready for a walk out to school.
That's quite a lot to do before 8 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind doing it?
No.
For the last 7 years, Louise has juggled the demands of her parents' growing family with her schoolwork. Paul keeps up with her progress.
Louise is a sensible, polite student who is always willing to help. I am delighted with the effort Louise puts into every aspect of school life.
Are you proud of your children?
Yeah. I think the school have said they put Louise in the top 40 most intelligent Year 7s in the whole school. And I think there's about 200 Year 7s there.
The children's mum, Amanda, suffers from congenital cataracts. She can only really see things when they're very close up.
If she drops something small, then we'll help her find it. And she has trouble sometimes bathing the boys and doing a nappy sometime, making the bottles and cooking.
Do you feel sorry for your mum?
Yeah. Because she can't see really well when we can, so she don't know what's really going on.
Amanda, it must be times like this that you're grateful for Jenny and Louise.
Yeah. I'm doing a great job. Yeah, well, normal parent can do, can't they?
When you come home from school, what jobs do you have to do?
Make their tea. If Mum's washing, I get the washing out the dryer. He likes playing on the basket, don't you? And make the bottles, do boys nappy, help them, make them all go to sleep at night.
The wedding photos from when myself and Amanda got married nearly 13 years ago. The first one of Amanda signing her life away when we got married. One of the proudest moments of my life, that.
Paul suffered a brain hemorrhage when he was a baby, which virtually destroyed his sight.
When I actually asked Amanda to marry me, I half expected to say no at first, but I was the happiest man on earth when she said yes.
He met Amanda at a blind school when they were teenagers.
Myself and Amanda together. Couldn't quite tell she was pregnant there, but she was about 5 months.
Were you pleased?
I was over the moon. I'd always wanted to be a father, and I was over the moon.
Do you like the day-to-day managing of a household? Do you enjoy that?
Yeah. It's been a challenge. Amanda's mum never wanted Amanda to have children anyway. She thought Amanda never coped with one. And, you know, now here she is coping with 6 and another one on the way.
Just 3 months ago, Amanda discovered she was pregnant with her 7th child.
And the baby due's 26th of November.
You excited?
Yep. I want it to be a girl, but my sister wants it to be a boy. She's bettered me that it's going to be a boy. But my mum thinks it's going to be a girl.
Right through, I think we've had to prove to people that, you know, we can do it. Some people make assumptions and, you know, decide, well, you know, you've got a disability, you won't do it. As far as I'm concerned, it's up to us really to prove, you know, the critic's wrong, isn't it?
Amanda, you know Nigel's asleep on the floor.
Yeah.
Do you want to move him, or does he just stay there?
He just stops
If we
there.
move him, he'll probably distract him.
Distracted and crying all day. That's where it's cool for him, isn't it?
You wouldn't move him into his cot?
Well, if it was later in the day, we probably would do, yeah. But at least down here, we know where he is. We can keep an eye on him, sort of thing. I mean, with it being a darker colour carpet and Nigel's in, you know, lightish coloured clothing, we can see him there okay. Right. Put it in the bin then. Right. Will your fish cake go now? Your fish cake, Matthew?
Amanda and Paul can't do many things most of us take for granted. They can't see to cook or to drive a car. Louise's jobs include collecting supper by bike.
Richard will have fish cake. Jenny,
They're squeaking.
do you want fish cake with chips? Look at some squealing out there. Pulling trailers.
Well done,
Right.
Has she got a fortune cookie? Fortune cookie?
Right, bag.
Yeah. Fortune cookie? Yum, yum.
Some good chip. You too, share.
Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Dad.
Yeah. Bon.
They're hot. Ow, they are hot, little ones.
Amanda was one of 8 children, and Paul one of 6, and they've always wanted a large family of their own.
I enjoy having a big family so much. And they mean a lot to me, the children.
What do you like about having lots of children around?
The reason why I like having lots of children around so they can help us when we get older.
And we've always said, you know, having a big family, when we get old ourselves, you know, if we can't do things ourselves properly or we get incapacitated in any way, you know, the more children we've got, the more there is to help out. We don't have to rely on just one, and it's not a burden on just one child.
They normally go to bed about 7 o'clock.
And what do you do when you put Nigel down? Do you read him a story or do you play with him?
The boys normally come up and play with him. All that.
So you just put him down and just say goodnight?
Yep.
Do you give him a kiss?
Mum and Dad do normally.
Do you give him a cuddle? Or
Not
a
that
hug?
sort of person.
Do you give him a hug?
Sometimes.
What do you mean you're not that sort of person?
I don't like hugs and all that.
You don't like cuddles?
No.
Oi, stand up. Tap hand. Kiss. Good night.
Down.
Amanda and Paul are proud of the way they're handling their growing family. They're happy that their daughters work hard at home. Despite being offered more help from social services, they only accept 2 hours cleaning a week. This means that at weekends, Jenny and Louise are rarely off duty.
Matt! Matthew, sit up. Sit up, Matt. Matt, sit up. His mouth. Your tissue. Put your mouth. Put it over your mouth.
Louise, what's he done?
Fell over and cut his lip.
And is that something you would normally deal with?
Yeah.
Mum wouldn't deal with that.
No. She can't see where the cut is properly.
Amanda,
Yes.
when Matthew fell over and cut his lip,
Yes.
is that something Louise would normally deal with, rather than you?
It's a bit difficult for me to see where the blood is, so that's why I asked Louise to help, give me a hand.
And will you want to go and check on Matthew?
I like to go check with Matthew, make sure his lip's okay.
Okay. Can we film you doing that?
Of course you can. You don't have to ask. I don't mind. Matthew, can Mummy have a look at your lip? Matthew, come here. Come here, darling. Let Mummy have a look at your lip. Let me have a look. Oh, that's a lot better now. That's a lot better.
You all right, Dave? Do you feel you're like a mother to your younger brothers?
Not really. Especially not my sister.
How do you feel about your sister?
I don't like her. Because I share a room with her and all that, and she's always messing about my telly and DVD player.
You don't have much private space away from her.
No.
Matthew, get out the bin. I want to go to the table with them. Okay? Dear God, thank you for the wonderful fruit and vegetables. We've enjoyed them each day. Amen.
Why do you hit her?
Because she's always winding me up at first and all that. And gets on my nerves, and the only way to shut her up is hit her.
Do you hit her every day?
Not every day.
Go to the table then.
The children don't use plates to save on washing up.
What's up, Jenny?
Louise hurt me.
Oh, stop it, Louise. Come on. Sometimes they'll get on brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And other times they'll fight like cat and dog. But I've noticed with Jenny, she has got a habit of provoking it half the time. And then doesn't like it, yeah, when Louise retaliates back.
Jenny? Can you tell us why you're crying?
Because my sister hurts me.
What did she do to you?
Hit me.
Plunges in the cupboard.
What's the problem between you and Louise?
She just didn't like me, but when I was more, she had nothing to do with me. No, she still doesn't like me.
Who's had garden peas today?
Oh, I think someone's had that pasta at Jenny's.
Whoever's had it, they shit it out.
You're getting disgusting. I spent most of my life in boarding school. Hated going home because my dad basically used to use me as a punch bag.
When did that start?
Right from when I was a baby. I mean, it's suspect, you know, what people have told me, but I say it's never actually been proven that it was the case, but they say it was my dad that gave me a fractured right femur at 3 months old and a brain hemorrhage at 9 months old, which caused my eyesight.
Caused you to go blind?
Yeah. I want to give my children what I never had, which is a loving parent, new shoes, new clothes. Because all the shoes I had when I was a child came from jumble sales and things like that.
Thank you, Louise.
You know, if you can show your children love and not abuse, and just let them know that if they've got a problem, we're here for them.
Jenny and Louise aren't alone. There are at least 175,000 child carers in the UK, supported by the Young Carers Association. Founded in the 1990s to lobby and listen, the association recognises the strain these children are under, and its monthly activities are designed so that carers like Jenny and Louise get a chance to be just children, free from responsibilities beyond their years, if only for an afternoon.
Hannah, I found a leaf! Yeah, we do! I just stung myself on a stinging nettle.
But some young carers prefer not to belong to a group and instead try to manage alone. Ryan is 14. He's been caring for his mother Jill for 5 years, and rather than join the Young Carers Association, he's developed his own way of living with her illness.
I was diagnosed last year with having fibromyalgia, which I had never heard of before. And over the years, I've been getting a lot of pain in various parts of my body. I'm in constant pain with it, and sometimes they all go into spasm and seize up, so I find it very, very difficult moving. I get it from sort of my neck all down my back. The only place I don't get it is my hands and my feet. Well, I did suffer a lot of depression over the years, and I've sort of gradually got over that with counselling. And now the depression I tend to get is because of the pain that I'm in. It's like a vicious circle. It's not the same depression that I had years ago, but now I get depressed because there's days when I think, yeah, I want to do something, and I just can't because of the pain.
And has it always been just the two of you?
Yes. Our relationship can get very sort of strained at times because there is just the two of us. You know, there is no partner, husband, father there that can share the burden. So, yes, there have been times when I think I have taken things out on Ryan a little bit. And then again, I think there's times when he's taken things out on me as well. Oh. Thank you for this food that you have provided for this table. Father, I ask that you will bless and nourish this food to our bodies, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
This looks very nice, son.
Thank you. I didn't do a lot today, though. Everybody else can go outside and sort of hang around with their friends and they can go off and do what they want, but then there's some days where I have to stay and I have a heap of ironing, and I know that I have to cook dinner and that there's all these things to do, so I think sometimes I would just prefer to be going out and doing other things.
Do you think he does too much?
Sometimes, yes, I think he does, and sometimes I think it's not just the actual doing things, but it's the sort of mental side of things that he finds stressful. Things build up and he tends to keep them in. One way that he will express is he'll just sort of go off and I won't know where he is, because he just says that he has to get out of the flat, he needs his space. This has started about a year ago. I think everything sort of used to get on top of him, what with schoolwork and one thing and another, and he just felt that he needed time out.
So does he disappear for 24 hours?
Yes, he will disappear.
And you don't know where he is?
No.
Does your mum know you come up here?
No. So, she doesn't know. It's sort of a secret place.
And do you ever feel imprisoned at home?
Sometimes, yeah, it can be quite claustrophobic because it's just me and my mum, and I know sort of wherever I go in the house, there's sort of a chance of me seeing her, and if we're sort of having an argument or I've sort of had a bad day and I'm quite stressed out, then there's only so much that I can do in the house. There's sort of only my room where I can come up here, where it's more open and alone and secluded.
So how are you this morning, Jill?
Very sore, in a lot of pain, and very, very stiff. Overnight, I tend to seize up, so it takes me a while to get going in the morning.
A few weeks ago, I just got so overwhelmed by everything, by the pain, by the problems, by the various problems that I'd got, and I actually took an overdose.
I'd just gone out for a bit with some friends, and we went back to theirs, and then there was this phone call from social services saying that my mum had been taken into casualty.
I just thought that I just can't carry on like this. I thought that I wasn't being fair to him, and that he would have a much better life if I wasn't around.
I did find it sort of very hard sleeping that night because I was worrying about her the whole time. You know, she wasn't there, I couldn't see her or hear her, so I did find it very stressful.
Ryan found out because I did phone up some very good friends that I've got and told them, and they took me to hospital, and they also left a note for Ryan.
Were you on your own?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
And were you allowed to see her the next day?
Yeah, I went in to see her the next day.
And what did you two do when you saw each other?
I cried, really.
Why do you think she did it?
I'm not sure. Sometimes I think it's because of her back, because she gets very upset and frustrated by it. Sometimes I think it is because of me. Other times I think it's just simply the depression.
Where's Fuzzy hanging now?
To stop the boys throwing their toys outside, Paul and Amanda keep the bedroom window locked. Overnight, the temperature has risen. The room is airless, and our camera steams up. What are you doing today at school?
Mental math test.
You've got a mental maths test.
Science. Literacy. Maths.
Then what have you got to do with your brothers?
Getting breakfast and getting changed.
Daniel, why don't we get to school? A frog. A frog. A froggy. Come on then. Oh, you get. These two. Louise, Jenny, up for school, come on.
Do you like smoking?
I enjoy a fag first thing in the morning. Sometimes it half kills me, but...
Do you ever worry about smoking around the kids?
I've never really thought about it.
When did you first start to smoke, Amanda?
She
I
started
started
when she was pregnant with Matthew.
when I was pregnant with Matthew towards the end.
And do the doctors ever say to you, perhaps you shouldn't smoke when you're pregnant? Have they ever had that chat with you?
Oh, the midwives have.
Do
We
they?
just take no notice of them. Don't know at all.
Yeah.
Do you think it makes a difference if you smoke when you're pregnant
Well,
or
they
not?
claim you have smaller babies if you smoke when you're pregnant, but looking at the size of the lot we've had here,
Yeah.
you know, it's not doesn't seem to have affected ours.
How much did Nigel weigh when he was born?
Nigel.
9'1".
And did you smoke when you were expecting him?
Yeah.
And he was 9'1".
Yeah.
And what about Daniel?
She didn't smoke. She didn't smoke when she was expecting Daniel, and he was £7 2.5.
Do you ever think they should stop having another baby?
No.
You don't mind when they tell you they're having another one?
I mind it sometimes because it puts a little bit more stress on me now.
Come here, get your foot in.
If somebody said, oh, you poor young girl, having to change nappies and feed your brothers and
As
sisters.
I say, I don't mind doing all the jobs around the house because of my mum and dad.
All young carers are expected to fit their duties around the school day.
He has learned at quite an early age to be very, very independent.
I met a very pretty girl.
Well, he can do anything. I mean, he knows how to clean the windows, which cloths to use, what cleaner to use, how to hoover, how to dust. You know, he's very good at putting the washing in, and he can iron, he can cook meals. You know, he's very, very independent.
I feel bored to death without even starting. See this massive big pile of ironing and it's all got to be done. It feels like a very big sort of daunting task or challenge, like having to climb up a mountain even though it's just standing there and ironing it. I don't enjoy it.
Jenny? Jenny!
Amanda and Paul's disabilities prevent them from working, and they're happy to spend all day at home alongside the younger children, whilst the 3 eldest are at school.
You've got to do one.
The boys' nappies are changed once Jenny and Louise get home.
Just right for a hot day, this. Isn't it, man? A can of beer, just right for a nice hot day. Yeah.
Dad, can I have a peg?
Well, you don't need a peg. I mean, when you have babies, you're only going to have to cope with it.
I've got some body spray in my bag.
We get the air freshener after Jenny.
Put your top over your nose.
I can't do that when I'm wiping his bum, can I, Thicko?
I hate as much as you,
Louise, you're not the one doing it, are you? Shut up, Daniel.
No, Matthew. Matthew.
Amanda and Paul undoubtedly love their kids, but the choice they've made makes a regular childhood out of the question for their daughters. And their decision raises profound questions about a parent's responsibility to their children.
6 kids, another one on the way.
Yeah.
We've got it all to come again.
Yeah, we have.
The nappies, the teething.
Yeah.
Amanda really believes she's not harming anyone by having a large family, and is keen to have 8 children, just like her mother did.
The thing is with you, you like first cry, don't you?
Yeah.
You're addicted to that, aren't you?
Yes, I am addicted to it.
Amanda?
Yes.
Do you ever feel it's a lot of responsibility you're giving Jenny and Louise for looking after the younger ones?
Well, if we're busy with other things, we ask them to help us. And we ask them to help with the children a bit, and it gives us a break.
Do you feel it's a lot of responsibility, Paul, to give them?
Not
Really, no. I mean, it's things you've got to learn for when you have children of their own as well, isn't it?
Stand up.
I noticed Jenny at one stage wouldn't do anything, and the coordinator of young carers at that time said, you know, if Jenny wasn't doing anything, you know, she was at risk of losing a place of a young carer. Fair enough if she's ill or there's something wrong, yeah, we won't push her into it. But, you know, to keep the title as a young carer, they've actually, you know, they have to do things around the house to help.
Last year, the strain of being a young carer got too much for Jenny.
Daniel was winding her up, and then she goes upstairs. She went upstairs in the strop. You know, I went over there, and then she had a black bag over her head in the boys' room. So I took it off her, and she had to stay in hospital overnight.
How long did she have the black bag over her head?
I don't know.
What do you think she was trying to do?
Commit suicide.
Why do you think she was trying to commit suicide?
I don't know, cause I don't know.
Well, that must have been very alarming for you both. How did you feel, Amanda? Could you believe it?
I can't believe Jenny do that.
Did it make you depressed, Paul, that she did that?
We're more concerned to why she'd done it, I think, really.
Sometimes I just feel like I hate being at home.
Why do you hate being at home?
Because it gets hard work being a young carer.
It does get hard work. What's the worst bit of being a young carer?
Doing all the jobs and stuff.
Do you wish you didn't have to do it? Would you like some more help?
I just wish my mum and dad weren't blind.
Did she get some counselling afterwards?
She had a few sessions on her own with the young carers coordinator who was at the time.
Yeah.
And she had some talking to there, and she was assessed in the hospital by a psychologist.
Do you have anyone to talk to?
Not really.
And is that what led you to being unhappy?
It wasn't because I was getting bullied at school.
What were you being bullied about?
My mum's side was.
Who were you? You were being bullied because your mum's blind.
And my dad.
Did the teachers help?
Because the bully said if I told anyone I was dead.
Did you worry that she was so little and trying to put a black bag over herself?
No.
Are you sure you didn't?
Yeah.
How old was she at the time?
About 8.
Were your mum and dad upset?
Yeah.
You see, I don't think she'd have done that unless she'd been quite unhappy.
The girl next door hung herself.
The girl next door hung herself. Which way? How old was she?
About 10.
Why did she do that?
Because she was getting stressed out and all that. And the little sister found her.
In the house? What did that mean to you all?
I don't know, but it was in the newspapers and all that.
Did you feel sad?
A little bit.
What was she like, this 10-year-old?
She was noisy and all that, and lively. Her kind and all that.
She was kind.
Yep.
And where did she hang herself?
From a bunk bed.
How sad. Did you go to the funeral?
No.
Did anyone talk about it to you?
No.
Was there a lot of shock in the street?
I don't know. I don't normally talk to people around here.
I can.
4 years ago, Amanda lost a baby they named Shane, midway through pregnancy. Every month, the family make the mile-long walk to visit his grave.
There's about 2,000 graves here.
Probably a lot more, Jenny, I'd have thought.
About 5,000.
Yeah, it's quite a good few, isn't it? Yeah, one of the next jobs is to try and get my headstone on there. Isn't it, Amanda? Mm.
Jen, look, 3 acorns.
It's a reminder of what should have been, I think. He died halfway through the pregnancy.
Is Shane down there?
No, he's not down there. Is it where you are, Matthew?
Shane's not down there. Shane's right here, Matthew. Matt, you're sitting on Shane.
I carried his little coffin to the grave arm in arm with Amanda. Didn't I, man?
Yeah.
It was hard, but I was determined I was going to do it.
Matthew, you sit on top of Shane. Sit here.
It was okay. It's okay there, Jenny.
Amanda, how do you feel when you stand here?
And I feel it's nice to talk to him and let us know we're around for him.
Let him know we haven't forgotten about him. What's hope? I know. I think it's time we went home then.
Yeah.
Just wish Shane was with us.
Amanda hasn't been feeling well, and she's recently visited the hospital for a checkup.
I went for a scan 4 nights ago, and they said my ovaries are normal, and they said I've had a miscarriage about a month or 2 months ago.
So they couldn't find the baby?
No.
That must have been a shock.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
I was very upset after they told me.
And did you tell the children?
We told Jenny when she came home from school.
I was really upset because I really wanted to have a brother or sister in the family, another one. Well, a sister would have been good.
I didn't mind what I've wanted, as long as it was healthy and well loved.
A couple of days after, on Saturday, me and Dad went downtown and got Mum 2 big boxes of chocolates.
Darling,
Yeah.
Paul, give Nigel his dummy, please. Yeah, on the sofa, love.
Where are you? There, Greenback. Obviously, it just wasn't meant to be, isn't it? There's probably something wrong, and nature's way of saving us going through the same sort of pain as we went through last time with Shane.
So will you try again?
Yes, and that's what the hospital told me to do, try again.
Yeah, as Amanda said, she's going to try again. She's determined not to let nature beat her. Aren't you, Amanda?
Yeah. And what do you feel about that, Paul?
Well, you know, I'm happy enough about it. Not Amanda. Because we both had a talk about it, and you know, both decided together to try again. And the hospital advised you to try again, didn't they?
Yes.
So, you know, just seem to be trying to put it behind us a bit now. And just look forward to the future, isn't it, Amanda?
Yes. Look forward to the future.
Yeah.
Ryan is planning to go to university in 3 years' time.
I think there is a part that she won't really want to let me go because, you know, I've been there sort of her whole life. There's no other relatives down there, and you know, I'm the only sort of relative that she's got. So sort of saying goodbye would be quite upsetting for her. So I'm not sure which one would sort of win in the end.
Do you worry about the impact of him worrying about you?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Is he old for his age?
Yes, he is. He's had to grow up.
Very quickly. Why does that bring out the emotions in you, suddenly saying that?
I suppose because sometimes I think that he's missed out on his childhood. You know, because there's been times when, you know, perhaps I've not been able to play like rough and tumble games with him that I would have liked to have done. And I have had to be careful, you know, what I can do with him and what I can't do with him. And sometimes I do think that he has missed out on a lot.
What's it going to be like when you've got lots of teenagers in the house? Are you looking forward to that phase?
Not really thought about it, have we?
We haven't really thought about that yet.
Where they'll all sleep?
We're hoping to move by then. We've applied for a bigger house and just waiting for one to come available now. So when we'll get one, I don't know. Probably not every girl of Louise's age, you know, got this sort of stuff, trailer for a bike and...
But then not every girl in Louise's age is transporting around toddlers.
No, that's true.
How would your mum and dad manage without you?
I don't think they'll find it that easy.
They're great parents, and I think they're the best parents I've had. And I don't want any other parents, I'll just stick with them because they're the best.
Have you thought about having your own family?
Don't want my own family.
Don't you?
No.
You don't want any children of your own?
No.
Why not?
Because I've looked after them as I've been grown up.
Do you feel you've done your raising of children?
Yeah.
And you don't think you'll change your mind?
I don't think I'll change my mind.
In August, Amanda announced she was expecting another baby. 3 months later, she miscarried again.